All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Tridents, a Mariners podcast. A little over a week into the season now. That was a rough series. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. So,
we're recording about an hour after the last out of the Giants series, and man, 3-7 to start the year right now. So, a lot to talk about still, though. A lot to talk about.
yeah,
So yeah, Mariners are 3-7 after their third series. Got swept by the Giants, who are playing some extremely good baseball right now. We saw some dominant pitching performances. We saw a tough bullpen as well as a lot of offense in the series, and two heartbreaking losses.
we all
It's
watched.
kind of Yeah, walked off twice in 3 days. That's rough, especially how this game ended specifically, and we'll get to that in a second with regard to Robles. But we're kind of
Yeah,
saying the same thing over and over. I think
yep.
I don't know about you, but the biggest thing I've noticed that's led us to this position we're in right now of 3-7 is we are not having productive outs at all. We are not moving guys over. We are not hitting with runners in scoring position. All things we kind of knew going into the season, but here we are now living it. So, what have you seen? What do you think about those three things I just mentioned there, and what do you think are what's going to work moving forward?
The biggest thing we're not hitting with runners in scoring position is so frustrating. Uh, The first game we scored a lot of runs,
Yeah,
which was good,
we get 10 in the
but
first game. What was it?
I think nine, right?
9. Yeah, just about.
Um, yeah, and then last night we scored one run, and then
On the
today we
Dylan
scored
Moore
four.
solo homer off Robbie Ray. Dylan Moore
Yeah.
MVP of the season.
I just the frustrating thing for me is the lineups. I'm
Yeah,
every game it seems I'm questioning uh, Dan Wilson's decisions and what lineups he's putting out every single day. It's like w- I
I
don't
don't know if
understand. I
you've
know
noticed.
he plays the matchups too much.
Yeah,
I feel like it's like I understand that thinking, and that's like a huge aspect of baseball. But he's playing the matchups way too much. I mean,
mhm.
it's like multiple games in a row where Luke Raley's not starting, or Solano's not starting, or Polanco's on the bench, even though he's been like arguably our best hitter so far this year. It's like the only three guys that are getting the start every game are Rosarena, Julio, and Robles, which is good. I
Yeah.
agree with that, but it's our infield is not. I know we don't have like a very strong infield to begin with, but why is Luke Raley or Telez not starting every game or DH first base? It's like, and
I
then
think
Bliss, you have a guy who can't even hit or get a productive out, even like you mentioned, and I don't know. It's just
you
really
know
frustrating.
I think a lot of Mariners fans have shared the same frustrations. Like you mentioned, we've seen the top four of our lineup constantly be Robles, Rodriguez, Rayleigh, and Rosarena, and that's a solid top four, right? But when you get to the bottom
Yeah.
five, it's every day is a different day. And I know Scott Service
Hmm.
was really big on playing the numbers, doing the platoon, and that didn't work all the time either. And Dan Wilson is just kind of doing the same thing. You got to try something different. You got to
Yeah.
get these guys some consistent at bats. That's how you get comfortable at the plate, especially early in the season, is by getting consistent at bats.
Yeah.
Um, talking about productive outs, we today we had 11 hits against the Giants. They only had 7, still won. We had a lot of people on the
Yeah.
base pass, including 3 walks, right? So
Yeah.
we had a lot of opportunities of runners in scoring position, right? We were 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position and left 11 on right there. Even if you include
That's
one extra
pathetic.
hit in there, you're batting 300 with runners in scoring position. You'd probably bring in 1 or 2 more runs, and that's the difference in the game right there. So
Yeah.
it's not like they're not getting the opportunity to score these runs; they're just not producing the end result that is needed. It's been
Yeah.
frustrating. So I feel your pain, and I share that same frustration with you.
Yeah. It feels like Dan Wilson's even worse than Service was with the matchups.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand like it's early in the season, and so we haven't, had a big sample size of like Ryan Bliss and stuff, but
yeah.
the way he's been playing is I don't understand how I don't know. I don't understand how
That's
they keep Rayleigh and Solano on the bench when these are guys that are better proven hitters.
Yeah, 10 games in,
Right.
it's definitely frustrating to see. I don't know if you saw the post game interview with Julio today, but even Julio said that it's been frustrating for the team and the team's feeling it, but they also feel like they're playing really good baseball. And I'm not saying that they're playing really good baseball by any means, but they're they're doing a lot of things right, just not at the right times. Today we
Yeah.
left, like I said, 11 guys on base. I'm sure the
Yeah.
number's even higher for the Friday game. I know yesterday there was no traffic at all, but um, we're in
Hmm.
position to win every single game we've played. Every single game this season, all 10 games, we've lost within 3 runs, I think, or less. Even the games
Yeah.
that, when Hancock got 6 runs scored on him in the first inning, I think we came back and it was only a 3-run game. So the team's
Yeah.
getting us in positions to win. We're just not completing, and you just can't do that early. We've talked in
Yeah.
last few episodes that these are the games that matter at the end of the season. So
Yep. Talk about starting early. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
we
we're not starting early at all.
no, we're not. And what's frustrating too is if we had Kirby in our rotation healthy, we probably would have two more wins right now.
Yeah,
Cause
it definitely would be interesting. I mean, we had Hancock go out there and just really, really crap the bed. I mean, that was horrible. I was there that night. That was
that was horrible. That was the
it
worst
was
case scenario. The
yeah, and
the
then not
fake
to
Luis
mention that
Castillo
taxed the
couldn't
bullpen for the whole
start
week.
too.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Luis Castillo round two just. I mean, he went 3 innings, and I mean, again against a good Giants team. But what are we doing?
Yeah. But
We miss Kirby. Have you heard any updates about him at all? Or
I have not. Have you?
I haven't heard. I haven't either. No. Um,
No.
I haven't heard any updates about how he's doing. I really hope that they can maybe only do one more spot start before he comes back. I really hope we can see him back in the next
Yeah.
8 to 10 days, but who knows?
I'm not sure who they're gonna go with because we have no one that can
Yeah,
pitch in depth
yeah.
right now, and
We
even
have
our
Diaz, Hancock, and Castillo, and all three of those guys can't play at the major league level on a consistent
no,
basis. That
exactly,
Robbie Ray trade for Mitch Haniger is really looking rough right now. Having
dude.
Robbie
If we
Ray
had
as your
Rob,
sixth guy right now would have been amazing.
we woulda.
So,
Sheesh, two more wins
um,
at least right now. Our
yeah,
bullpen is even. I don't know. Our bullpen's
there's been
frustrating
some
too.
there's been some bright moments in the bullpen. I'd say we've seen Thornton get out of some really tough jams, and he hasn't been perfect. No one's perfect. Santos had a tough break today with a ball that was hit just up the middle, and now they score in a rough time of the game.
Yeah,
But also players like Saucedo, who's just recently sent down. He's just not been the guy we saw last year. We've seen some
no,
rough spots from Snyder. It's just I'm really looking forward to getting
yeah,
Brash and Troy Taylor back. I think those two guys in the bullpen will really
yeah,
solidify it.
same.
Vargas
Hmm.
has been surprising. I mean, we know that yesterday what was that on Friday? He surrendered the walk off, but it's hard to come into a game and you have no outs and the guys on second base. That is difficult, and that rule is
Yeah,
made to be difficult to bring more offense in the extra innings. So I think there's a
yeah.
lot
I
of
understand that,
light
but
spots. There's a lot of spots that really need to be worked on, but yeah, three and
yeah,
seven, 3-7.
that's oh my God. I'm
Um,
I'm mad already.
speaking speaking of the
Like,
injury bug, Kirby,
yeah,
no timetable back. We've seen Jorge Polanco has now been on the bench for 2 games in a row. He came in today as more of a emergency call. He was the last guy on the bench when Robles was pulled out. Speaking of,
yeah,
Robles is carted off the field. So I mean, what does that look like? I mean, what do we do as a Mariners team if we have our leadoff hitter and arguably one of our best defenders in right field out for, let's say, even a month? What does that look like?
yeah. That did not look good. The thing was, I was watching the replays of his catch and like a great catch, but I didn't see really how he got injured. I mean, so I don't
I saw two
know
things. He hit his left knee really hard into the barrier. That's why he
on the
kind of lost
wall.
his
I saw
balance.
that,
Yeah,
but
and then
he was like his forearm
his
or his
glove
wrist.
hand too was like brought all the way back. So I think he
Hmm.
hyperextended his shoulder as well as hit his knee really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, by the time we post this video tomorrow, hopefully, I'm sure we'll have some
oh
news
yeah.
about what the injury was. But I mean, as
Well,
of right now, let's just say, like you said, he's out for even an extended period of time. Who is going to fill the outfield? I
I'm just
mean,
doing some live recognizance, see if there's any updates right now on it. I don't see anything. That it says here that he was
yeah,
getting an X-ray, but no news yet, which is not a good sign. Typically, if they're doing X-rays and it's good, they're going to get back to us sooner than later. But anyway,
yeah,
who takes that right field spot? I think I have an answer, but I want to hear yours first. Who do you think? Let's say Robles is going to be out for a month. He's going to hit the IL. We're not going to see him for a little
yeah.
bit. Who takes that spot in the roster?
I think they're gonna call up probably Canzone. I think
Yeah. Would
not.
that be your ideal scenario? I mean, if let's put, each of us are the GM for the Mariners. Who are we calling up? I mean, Canzone. There's no doubt he has power. We've seen some
Yeah,
flashes of defense in the outfield, but I think if I was in this position, I think that Luke Raley just slots right into right field immediately, and we're
that's
looking
what
to
I was
fill
gonna.
other roles rather than right field specifically.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I was gonna
so
say.
I
Put
had I had here. Go ahead, finish yours. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
All I was going to say is, so I have three things that I would do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in order. First, what I'd like to do first, what I'd like to do second, third. So what I'm doing is I'm moving Luke Raley into the outfield again. He'll be our everyday right fielder. He'll be getting his at bats, like you mentioned earlier, getting some more consistency. You might even see
Yep.
him in the four hole. Move Julio to lead off, move Cal to second, or Rosarena to second, and then have Luke in the four hole. Um,
Yep.
I'm calling up. I'm calling up Cole Young, and that I know is might not be the smartest thing for the prospect, but Ryan Bliss hasn't been doing as good as we expected at second base. He's just not him. He's not ready to go, and that's fine.
He's been
He's
doing
doing
as good
great.
as I expected, but
Yeah,
not as
yeah,
good as the Mariners organization has expected.
that's true. I mean, he's had some light spots. He's had some really good defense. I'll say that he's been probably our second best defender in the infield behind J.P. Crawford. Some really good defense.
He
But
bobbled a
I'm bringing
double
up Cole.
play today.
Yeah, his bat's
He,
just not been there. I will say that.
yeah, no.
But I'm going to bring up Cole Young. He's going to his shot at second base. He's been hitting the ball extremely hard in AAA in this small sample size. Why not, right? So Cole Young's now our
Yeah,
starting second baseman. I'm now talking about Ryan Bliss and Dylan Moore being our starting third baseman and moving Polo to a DH role because of that knee. We got to keep him healthy. We got to find a way to get his bat in the lineup.
he can
I
hit,
think,
and he looks good hitting this
yeah,
year so far.
I agree. I
Yeah,
mean, he's been our best hitter. He's batting like 450 right now in like 7 or 8 games.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what I would do first. Second would be call up Canzone, or maybe a Samad Taylor type, someone who's your fourth outfielder can get a game in every once in a while, give you an extra depth on the bench. The only reason I think Canzone doesn't work is it because he's a lefty, and we already have Telez on the bench as our lefty bat, as well as Mastroboni. I think we need another righty there.
Yeah.
So maybe Samad Taylor, Austin Shenton, maybe even Tyler Locklear comes back up with Luke Raley getting less appearances at first base. You never know. Um, and then
Yeah.
finally, my final option would be Polo State again goes to DH. Ryan Bliss, Dylan
Hmm.
Moore keep getting their options at second base, and then Ben Williamson comes up to play third base. Gives us a really good defender in the corner, and really not much worse of a bat than anyone else on the bottom of our lineup. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate that. I'd probably love to call up Cole Young too, move
Hmm.
Dylan Moore to third, keep Ryan Bliss on the bench for now, along with Mastroboni, and then Luke Raley to right field,
Yeah.
Telez. So the thing about Telez is like his numbers, it, previous seasons are not terrible.
No,
He's
not at
off
all.
to a slow start, but he also isn't getting much at bats.
Hmm.
And I think if let's say Rayleigh goes to the outfield for now, Telez can be at first base, Cole Young at second, JP at short, Dylan Moore at third, Polo at DH,
Hmm.
and or even Solano,
Yeah, I think Solano and Tellez would then be in more of a basic
like
platoon role at first base. No Luke
yeah,
really taking time at all. Yeah.
or even if you don't call up Cole Young, Solano at second, and call up like Canzone or something to just be like a fourth outfielder,
And
because
I
I
don't think
think
that's
they're going to
horrible
need
either. I mean, Canzone as your
someone
fourth
to
outfielder
be
is kind of,
kind of a bench
yeah,
outfielder. Yeah,
yeah. He's a lefty. He can pinch hit when needed. He is athletic. I mean, we've seen him make really good plays at all levels. So I mean, it's not the worst case
yeah,
scenario. I mean, we obviously would rather have Victor Robles be playing, but
yeah, with us struggling to win games, Victor Robles being out is like God is a nightmare. I mean,
Yeah,
dude
I mean,
is he's picked up right where he left off last year so far, in my opinion. I mean, he's playing great,
especially his
and
defense. I mean, that's the biggest
yeah,
miss for us. And I know Luke Rayleigh has a decent glove and he's fast enough to get around, but it's still going to be a loss with Robles gone. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
from
It's
starting
just
three and
frustrating.
seven, from seeing Polo and Robles go down, man, it's been a rough start to the season for the M's.
It has. And Polo missed a couple games because he had a kid, which
Yeah,
okay, understandable, I guess.
I think
But
yeah, did he miss
it's
one or
like
two?
2 games,
Yeah.
and
So
so I don't know. Julio looks good. A lot of people say he doesn't, but he had another homer today. I like.
yeah, it took
I'm good with him.
27 games for
Cal
him last year to hit three
good.
home runs, and he already has 3 home runs this year. So he's seeing the ball better. He's
Yeah,
pulling the ball with authority
yeah,
better, which is what we need him to do. That's where his power is. So I
yeah,
agree. It's been refreshing to see Julio off to probably his best start in his 4 seasons so far.
yeah. I think we just have to figure out that infield, and I think we have to figure it out quick. I don't think there's a lot
Yeah,
of time to be just Ryan Bliss, like we believe in him. I think we need to keep him out there to see if he can turn it around or pick it up. Give him time. I think we need to figure it out quick, and I think we need to make a change and stop with all this matchup every game different lineup.
mhm.
I don't like it. I saw
Especially for a team. I was gonna say, especially for a team that's in contention. We're in a point of the year
yeah,
where we have enough people who are in their prime. We have enough players who are trying to get some playoff appearances, right? Well, I mean, obviously that's what the city wants. We are dinking around too much, like
yeah,
you said. We've tried some
hmm
things; they haven't worked out. Time to try something else, and then if we need to revisit it, if that other experiment does not go, it's just we can't
yeah,
be getting games that are so close. We can't be losing series this early in the season. And
yeah,
the thing is, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but Mariners are third in walks, so clearly we're having some play discipline. They're just also not swinging
yeah,
at the fastball when it's presented itself. So we just got to try
yeah.
something different. I think taking a look at someone else at third base or second base is a viable option. So I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind Polo. I don't mind Polo at third. It's just whatever we have to do to keep him healthy to keep his bat in the lineup. So if that has to be DH, then fine. But if
I
you,
think Polo to DH makes the most sense for like the immediate future. Give that knee
yeah,
some extra rest, so he's not, because I think it's his left knee. So when you're at third base going glove side, I mean, his that knee's immediately impacted.
yeah, yeah. So
So
I don't
Polo at
know. We'll
DH.
see. We got Houston this week.
Yeah, we have Houston and then the Rangers, correct?
I believe so.
Yes. If
Um,
if it is just division guys, I mean, other teams are playing. I mean, these are some big series coming up. So we got to do some
yeah,
experimenting. Try
Houston
something
then
different.
Texas.
There we go.
Yeah, then we're on the
Is it
road.
is it both a 3 game? Are they both 3 game series, or is there one four? Okay, so six
Yeah, three
games
games.
here. Speaking of
Yeah.
all of this, right? Let's hope they try some new things. But what do you think the record looks like these next 6 games against our division rivals?
Well,
We're
I think
hoping for no Hancock or Castillo 2.0 starts. But what do you think we're looking at?
yeah. Realistically, I think I think we have a good chance against Houston to at least win the series. I think we take 2 games from Houston, and then I think we get swept by Texas.
So you're saying
Sad.
2 and 4?
Yeah, Texas has been playing good,
Yeah,
and I know they have a issue with injuries like in the past always, but if they stay healthy, I mean they have a great team. So
yeah.
they're eight
Looking
and
looking
two right
to the
now.
next 6 games, I agree. I think we take the series against Houston, and it's not going to be a blowout every single game. They're going to be close games. We're
No.
both struggling offensively. We both have some really good pitching that might not be producing the way it should be this year. So I agree. 2-1 against Houston, and I'm going to hope for a 1-2 against the Rangers. So if we can end this week going 500, that's going to be a really
Three
really
and
good to
three.
see. So that'll put
Yeah.
us at what, 6-10. Not ideal, but that's better than what we're looking at right now at 3-7. So
Yeah.
it just sounds better because you're in a little bit more games. So I think that we should
Yeah.
we should see a good series against Houston. Very problematic series against Rangers, but we're at that time of the season where
Hmm.
these games they're gonna happen quick. We're gonna be in October sooner than you know it, and we got to start taking advantage of these
Yeah,
games.
yeah. Well, speaking of trying something different, I'm not sure if they debuted them or used them during the Giants series, but apparently the Mariners have ordered the some torpedo bats for
Oh, did they? I didn't
I
see
don't
that
know.
yet.
Yeah, I don't know if he's yeah for Julio, Cal, and Polanco apparently um, ordered some. So I
Interesting.
didn't
I
I
didn't know
didn't
those
see
names were interested in that. I
yeah I
thought they
didn't
liked what they
see
had.
or hear anyone talk about it this series. So I'm not sure if they used them. I thought if they did, they would be talking about it like nonstop, like they have been
Yeah,
about these bats.
MLB's going
But
crazy over these torpedo bats.
yeah, so so we'll see. But yeah, apparently those three guys are have them ordered. So I don't know.
I
We'll
think.
see.
Well, I think we talked a little bit about the torpedo bats last episode. I like the idea of it as long as it's in the parameters of the rules. Why not? Right? Just it's
Yeah,
the
I
game.
mean,
Everyone's looking for a competitive edge. Whether that's a half an inch bigger glove, whether that's a torpedo bat, whether that's wearing turf cleats other than the metal cleats. I'm just throwing crap out there. But if we see the torpedo bats come in and we see an offensive influx, I mean, obviously you have to start using them consistently and for every player, right? Um,
yeah.
Other teams have seen success. Why can't we?
Well, yeah. I think part of it too. I mean, the Yankees also just have a stacked team and are good
Yeah.
regardless. So I mean,
Their
I don't
one
know.
through six looks like our one through four, so they have two more guys extending their lineup than we do, and that makes a big
Yeah,
difference.
plus Aaron
So
Judge. So I don't know. I think well, the art the when I saw this, it was a few days ago, and then the Mariners had that huge offensive game in the first game.
yeah,
So I was like thinking, oh, maybe they are actually using them, but then now it's kind of like normal. So I don't know. I'm not
I
sure.
haven't
Maybe
seen
they
any.
didn't even end up using them in the games. Maybe they don't like them. I don't know. But if it is a real like pro using those bats, if there's a big difference, then why not? I mean, if other teams are using them, I think we need to use them too. But
I
I don't know.
agree. Yeah, because there's been. I'm looking at
Maybe
that
I'll
right now. There's some articles from last
maybe
week
I'll
that
pick
said
one
that
up
they're using them.
and then we'll hit the field and then we'll test it out if it's better or not.
Dude, we're gonna start hitting 350-foot bombs, which for us is crazy. So if it works for us, Julio's gonna be hitting 500 feet here in any minute now.
Yeah. So I
So
don't know.
we
Just
we've
something
seen
interesting to keep an eye on.
we've seen a lot of things this season not go the Mariners' way. Talking about two walk-off hits, Hancock and Castillo Part Two not working out, bullpen losing some opportunities. Let's lighten
Yeah.
the mood a little bit. Let's talk about some positive things that we could see moving forward, but in a fun
Hmm.
way. So let's say I find a genie in the bottle. I'm walking on the beach next week. I find a genie in the bottle, and the genie pops out and grants me three wishes. Um, and let's say the same thing happens to you, right? What three things are we wishing for this season? What three things do we want to see? And obviously, I'm not going to go out and just say like, oh, we acquired Rafael Devers, we acquired so and so, so and so, so and so for nobodies, right? That's not going to happen. Three realistic things that we wish
Well,
for. What do you got?
three realistic things. I would say number one, our rotation, our starting five rotation after Kirby comes back, they stay healthy this year.
Mm-hmm. Great
Second,
minds think alike. That was my exact number one wish
yeah,
too. So
really, good,
yeah,
good. Number two is gonna be Julio have an MVP caliber year. I'm not saying he's gonna win MVP, but I think I want him to have just a crazy year.
let's say like you vote for like a third in voting for MVP, right? I think that's realistic.
Yeah,
That'd be a
like a
big
top
number. So
five.
yeah,
Yeah, like a top
we see
five.
him go out there, hit
And
35 home runs, 100 plus RBIs, batting 280, 290. That'd be insane.
yeah, I love Julio, so I just want him to have a crazy year, and I don't care whatever.
Peep the
What?
bubbleheads, everyone. Peep the bubbleheads. He's
Yeah.
gonna do lots of bat flips this year.
Yeah, I don't care what a lot of people are saying about him. I still think he's the best player on the team. So him. Three. That's tough. I mean, there's some easy ones, but realistically, I just want the Mariners to, like we talked about, find an infield lineup that's consistent and keep these guys in the lineup that are better. Rayleigh, Solano. Yeah, Solano had his first hit today as a Mariner, which is
You
sad.
know, did you see him at first base today? He started doing this
Yeah.
little walker motion. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
that's
at least
crazy. And
he's having a good time with it.
it was a drop ball by Matt Chapman too, or like a bobbled like grounder. So, meh.
He hit the ball hard, I will say, but Matt
Yeah,
Chapman's one of the best third basemen in the league, so it was also a little bit of luck in
yeah,
that.
yeah. I guess the third one is just I hope Dan Wilson and the Mariners like find a consistent lineup that that we're happy with, and they get these guys regular at bats and stop
Yeah.
doing this uh, platoon rotation matchup stuff. So, yeah,
Before I give you my next two wishes, touching on that really quick, a lot of teams, they might have two positions where they don't have a set person at, right? It seems like the
yeah,
Mariners have what? We have first base, second base, third
and
base,
third,
and DH. So we have four
yeah,
positions that aren't consistent, and I'm sorry, you need some consistency in there.
yeah,
And now, especially with right field, going out with Robles potentially hitting the IL, we'll see soon. But that brings
hmm
five positions. So your only locks are your catcher, your center fielder, your left fielder, and your shortstop. And even at your shortstop being a lock, that's J.P. Crawford. So it's nothing. He's not bringing much to
yeah.
the lineup.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not like an all-star or anything, so
yeah. So
that's
that
where you
I
really
see where
need
you're going
consistent.
with that third one. That third wish, if we could get some consistency and some guys who would just go out there every day and can even be like 100 WRC plus players, just league average even at just what that's all we need, and the lineup
Yeah.
looks different. So
I know I've talked a lot of crap about like Luke Rayleigh and not liking him, but like given the options that we have,
yeah,
he's the best option. I mean, I
yes,
don't understand. And Solano, it's like he's the better option of what we have. So why
there's
are
no
these guys?
reason guys like Luke Rayleigh should not be getting at bats. Let's
Yes,
say 4 out of 5 games, even 4 out of 5 games,
exactly. I
and he's
understand
getting
guys need
one and
rest
two right
or
now.
yeah, whatever, but like yeah, these guys, given our options in our team, we have to get these guys at bats. I mean, they're our
Yeah.
best options. I don't understand.
If only it were so easy just to be a GM. We would be out there just you're there, boom, success, right?
Dude, it's easy. It's easy. We need to take over. I don't understand what's so hard about this.
Offer us contracts. We'll,
God,
we'll, we'll take we'll take far less than what you're paying right now. Trust us, far less.
for real. Mariners want to save money and budget.
Yeah, we're the
Dude,
budget right here.
we're affordable right here. Come on.
So
All right,
my
let's hear
first
your
wish would
two
definitely
other.
be again rotations healthy. I mean, when we saw it last year, when you have five guys going out there throwing 28 plus starts, that's game changing. I mean, that's just given that's consistency that we need, right? I think my second one
Yeah.
would be that a prospect is called up and produces at a high level. We're seeing, we saw Julio come up in 2022 and really produce. Cal had a breakthrough year in
hmm
2021 or 2022. Um, I, my second wish would be a prospect. I'm not going to name the names, but I would love to see a Cole Young, a Harry Ford, a Ben Williamson, even a Tyler Locklear come up and be him. I mean, someone who's just
Yeah.
you can't take at bats away from him. He comes up and he's just getting on base. He is making plays. He is making it difficult to sit him
Yep.
on the bench. That would be my second wish.
Yeah.
And I think my
I like
third
that.
wish. Oh, go ahead.
I like I, I like that second wish a lot actually because remember a few videos ago we talked about in spite of the Mariners not signing any like big free agents or anything this offseason, one thing they can do is have a breakout prospect get called up, and
Yes.
that would be similar, the same way to get everyone hyped rather than signing someone. So I like that wish. Yeah.
I mean, calling up a prospect who actually produces is very similar to getting like a free agent or an off season or like a trade acquisition. They're
Yeah.
already in the minors. They're not on the majors, so they're not producing in like immediately, right? But you bring a Cole
hmm
Young up and he goes out there, hits 260, 20 bombs, and plays solid defense. I mean, that right there is an off-season acquisition type impact. Um,
Yeah. Exactly.
Speaking of acquisition, my third wish is that we get a mid-season acquisition similar to the Randy Rosarena trade, or when we wouldn't trade it for Eugenio Suarez and Jesse Winker. We go out and get a impact bat that helps us as well. So in those three wishes, if we can get a rotation that
Like
has
that.
25 plus starts each, we get a prospect that comes up and is manning second base, third base, right field, whatever it might be, and then an
hmm
acquisition such as maybe an all-time DH or a new first baseman that plays every day. I think if I was to find a genie and get those three wishes, I think the Mariners season changes dramatically.
Yeah, I think so too. I
So
like it. That's a good. Yeah, it's a good
so
question.
let us know down below in the comments what you think. What would your three wishes be to change this season? I have one more question, and then we'll do any closing comments we got before we forget this for these first 10 games of the season. We've seen in the past, James Paxton has thrown a no hitter. We've seen our last cycle come from Adrian Beltre back in the 2010s. What is one baseball feat that you think the Mariners will see this year? And who do you think is going to do it? I know Cal Raleigh today was a triple shy. That's the
I
hardest
was,
one to get. But what do you see anything this year that makes you think that some big stat like that's going to happen, and who's going to do it?
yeah, I was gonna say Cal was a triple shy of the cycle today, so he was
Yeah,
close.
he's almost
Uh,
there. I mean, is that your pick? Let's see. No.
no, Cal's not getting a triple. He has two in his career, but no. I think Julio is going to have. I think Julio's going to hit for the cycle one game this year.
How do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's going to start with like a single, work its way up all the way to a home run, or what do you think is going to be the last hit to get that achievement?
I think triple first,
Triple
then
first. Ooh.
yeah, then a home run, then a single, and last a double.
And with that double, it's going to be like a close play, right? Like it's going to be a single stretched into a double because of
Like
his
he's gonna
swing.
stretch it, yeah. He's gonna
Yeah,
stretch it, and either he's gonna just barely be safe, or they're gonna like bobble it, or the throw's gonna be a little wide, something like that, and he'll be safe.
that'd
Yep.
be amazing to see if we could see Julio get I think that'll be his first cycle, right? Yeah, because there's been no Mariners cycle since Adrian Beltre, so that'd be crazy to see so early in his career. I
Yeah.
really, I
Yeah.
really like the
We'll
idea
see.
of a cycle
What
happening.
is yours?
I mean, we need offense, right? So obviously, a cycle would help at least win one guaranteed game for us if someone was to hit a cycle. So we might need
Well, I
that.
don't know about guaranteed. I mean,
Yeah, seriously. Bring in Bizardo gives up 6 runs now. Uh, I think I think
what do
our
you
pitching is too
what do you
good
think?
not to have some type of big feat. I don't think it's going to be a perfect game. That's a stretch. But I'm going to call a no hitter. I'm going to call the Mariners are going to get a no hitter this year, and I'm going to say it's going to be
Who?
Brian Wu.
Really? Okay.
I think
He does
Brian
look
Wu
good so
has
far.
all the stuff to make it happen. He's healthy this year. I mean, this is his first time pitching in March and early April in his career, MLB career,
Yeah.
short MLB career. I think he's going to throw for a no hitter. I think it's going to be one of those games where we just have outstanding defense, diving catches, almost home runs pulled back, amazing plays in the infield by JP or whoever else. I think something like that really would change the tide for the Mariners. We haven't seen a lot of energy, right? Especially because we haven't had a lot of those close wins that we need. If Julio or Brian were to do this, that would bring a lot of energy, and I think that we need that spark right now to bring this team back into reality and hopefully see them play with some consistent wins and maybe even have a stretch that just brings them right back into the contention.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope so. That would be great. The way we're looking so far, we definitely need something like that. So I don't think it would happen though until later.
Yeah,
I would say like mid to late like summer. So
yeah,
we'll see
like in
where
June,
how we're
July,
looking
something
then.
like that. Yeah, I agree. Especially because
Yeah.
from what we've seen so far with Dan Wilson's management for like pitchers, for instance, for like Brian Wu throwing a no hitter, we're not going to see
They're
Brian
not
Wu
gonna go
throw nine
to length.
innings for this early. No, so
Yeah. Even if he was throwing a no hitter, I think they'd pull him after like 6 innings. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, with that, that'll be all for the Talking Tridents podcast this week. Let's hope we can come back next week with a really good week, at least a 500 week. That'd be fantastic. Let us know who you think is going to be the next guy stepping in for Robles on the roster if he does hit the IL. Let's hope he doesn't. And with that, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Yep. See you guys next week.